So listen, you at the right place, the right time with the right chef. So you can be cooking with me this Christmas. And this is what your Christmas dinner is gonna look like. You see all of this deliciousness on the table? This is gonna be on your table. And now for the moment you have all been waiting for. This is the first, I guess the first thing in the big sexy Christmas dinner. So, what you wanna do? Gonna start with the thing that's probably gonna take the longest, and that would be the turkey for sure. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna spatchcock the turkey. That's actually what they call it. So, there you go. So these are some of the vegetables we're gonna put underneath the turkey. Of course, you could probably follow that in the recipe. So these are the vegetables going under the turkey, and these are the vegetable or the herbs that are gonna go into the butter. Because we're gonna season the bird, we'll make the herb butter, and then we're gonna, give it a nice little massage, and then we pop it in the oven. All right? The ingredients that we're gonna put underneath the bird, we're gonna have a little bit of celery. Yes. Got like 2 whole onions. This is a piece of fennel, a piece of the fennel bulb, the bottom part of the fennel. Some carrots. This is gonna be a really cool aromatic flavor and taste in it. So this is some fresh oregano, a little bit of sage, and a few cloves of garlic. So we're gonna do, just gonna rough chop these so I could get them out of the way. Because once we get the bird on the board, is a wrap. This board will be going in the sink afterwards. So I'm just gonna take these vegetables. Just give them a little rough chop in half. And that's really because they're just going underneath the bird. So this is gonna be like the little mattress for our bird when it goes in the oven. Some onion, just cut these in quarters. All right, so far so good. Onions in. The herbs, 1 chop, that's pretty much it. And the 3 carrots, nice and washed. 2. All right, vegetables for the bird, done. That out of the way. And now, I'm gonna go ahead and gonna basically make like a really cool like butter that we're gonna slather all over the bird, because birds like to be buttered and lubricated before they go in the oven. So what we're gonna do, so I make my bird lube. I call it turkey lube. A couple of chops of this garlic. That's like 3 cloves of garlic. Chop. All right. Rough chop, because I'm tired. Now, if you want, you could always use some of this, like the little crushed garlic. This makes life easier. You just go in there, give it a nice little squeeze, and voila! That's just as much garlic as we need. So garlic in. Gonna use the zest of a lemon because I want to get some of that fresh brightness from the lemon in the butter. So you're not gonna go for the white stuff. You just want the yellow stuff on the outside. Okay. And just go around, and you just basically roll the lemon around as you scratch. So scratch, 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 and before you know it, that is pretty much it. So you got the lemon in, the garlic in. Gonna take some sprigs of this rosemary. I always wonder, like, what person went in the bush and said, you know what, I'm gonna put that in dinner tonight. Somebody. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to chop this. Like, how do you know which? I guess through a process of nature's selection, somebody probably picked the poison ivy one night. Somebody put the rosemary. All right, and there was dinner. So some green onion. All right, I'll chop the rosemary. And green onion, scallion, either one. Because we want some nice, beautiful herbaceous and onion flavor in it. And there's like a nice little mild onion. It's not crazy. It's kind of like a first date flavor of an onion. There you go. Next, we're gonna add some thyme. Okay, a few sprigs of thyme. And I know, we're moving kind of fast. That's how we do. We cook it all night, and all morning, and all day. some sprigs of thyme. Like this was one big like sprig, and I'm taking the leaves because I don't want the sticks. Now, there's sometimes I do put sprigs in, more sprigs, and then we're gonna chop some parsley. And I guess the parsley also, it helps to give it a really cool look and color and all that. So this is like the makeup and the mascara for the chicken. So parsley in. Okay, there you go. So all of our herbs, they are in. And now, gonna add some butter. So what we're gonna do to this, we're gonna add, let's add a stick and a half. That's a whole stick of softened butter. I think I'm gonna add another stick of butter to this and put in this butter. Let me get a little bit of Caribbean flavor in here. This is like some mild jerk seasoning. It's like a marinade, right? So I'll put a little bit of this grace in there. That's one. And that's two. Two of those. Now, it's not going to overtake the bird, but it's going to add a little bit more character to the bird. You know what? I'm going to put that in a bowl. I'm going to make life a little bit easier. All right, so this should be easier. So I'm stirring this up because I want to get the herbs and the jerk marinade, get everything melded together so that our little flavor lotion could be like one. It's building an inseparable relationship between the herbs and the butter and the marinade. Okay, so that is done. Take this turkey. Like right in the middle, there's a spine. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna use that to help make a really cool gravy for the bird. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my knife. I'm gonna cut right down the middle, like right off center. A sharp knife helps. So as I cut, it's going down the middle here. So that's, you can see the backbone here. And I'm gonna go on the other side of that backbone. And also gonna cut off the booty. Turkey booty. Now the only thing that was done with this turkey, so this was washed off with some lemon juice. So, thank you, Kimmy. Okay, do that little chop. Just gonna do this backbone into little smaller pieces so that this could be, so I won't have a challenge with this in my pot. Now, once this is done, you can, what I generally would do, I would take the knife and that just makes it a little bit easier to do this. Because otherwise, you just flip it over and then you have to press down. But if you give it that nice little crack right in the middle there, not so much pressing, right? All right, so there, this looks good. Now what we're gonna do, I'll just put these on the side for a second. And we're gonna go ahead and slide this pan over here. That's crazy. What are they saying? All right, so, okay, so we're gonna, now I'm using something very simple, some seasoned salt and just a little spoon. And I'm gonna just sprinkle this over the back of the bird. And at this point, this is where I'm gonna need protection because the flavor is gonna be so intense that I could end up impregnating my fingers with flavor and it wouldn't come out anytime soon. So I'm gonna take my hand and just give it a nice little rub. Get all in the crease. Not a Bahamian word. Okay. All right, so you get all up in there. And then what you can do, you could even go right behind here, right behind what would be the wishbone. So I'm literally getting my finger all in the back of there. It's almost like I created a little cavity in between the breasts, which I'm rubbing the seasoning in. All right, and now I'm gonna take some of this butter that we would have done. So let's say we take half of it, and half of this butter, I'm gonna rub in the back here. And the little cavity that I created right under the breast there, I'll put some of that butter in there as well. And what this is going to do is the flavors from all of the herbs and butter and get infused into the chicken, the marinade, and all of these little creases and crevices in this turkey will be pleasantly seasoned. Okay, all that done. Okay, and we flip this over. What we're gonna do now, let's go. Same process. Firstly, I'm gonna season the skin a little. Gonna rub that in on the skin, just to get some flavors on the skin of the chicken. I mean, the turkey. Okay. All right. And once we get the skin nicely seasoned, you're gonna take your hand, and what we're gonna do, we're going in underneath the skin. Like you can literally put your hand right under there, and almost like you just gently you lift the. I don't know if you can see my hand is going underneath there, so you can lift the skin between the breast and the bird, and you can get like straight in there by the thigh. All right. And on the next side, yeah, basically you're gonna manhandle this bird. Just go under again, and we'll just so gently separate the skin from the breast, and my hand is gonna go under there, straight even onto the thigh. All right. Now back to the seasoning. So what you want to do, see if you can make this easy. I'm gonna throw some seasoning in the back of there, on both sides, down into the cavity. A little bit more, left side, right side, and then with my hand, I'm gonna take that and just massage it and rub it all underneath the bird. Next side, same thing, gonna massage it and rub all that seasoning underneath the bird. This butter, this herbaceous butter, what we're gonna do is basically, I'm gonna go in there, and now I'm gonna push that in, and I'm gonna push it in on the other side, but I don't have to go all the way in anymore. That's why I put the seasoning in first, so that once I get this butter, what I can do is this. I just basically move and manipulate the butter just by pressing it on the skin, and I can feel the butter just going straight down into the thigh area. And as this bakes, or as it roasts, what will happen is the butter is just gonna melt, and the flavors are just gonna ooze all around in the bird. Just as you see me just rubbing it around to get it moving into the corners, down into the thigh. You can see it? It's literally into the thigh. So the butter is down into the thigh. So some of it is from the breast to the thigh. And again, it may look a little crazy, a little sloppy, but think of it like a sloppy hamburger, you know? This is what's required for you to get all of the yumminess and juiciness and deliciousness. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the vegetables, slide them underneath the bird, because I want all of those aromatics to just be giving away flavor once this begins to roast. Put the turkey drumstick there, take these other pieces, and okay. All right, so hands all clean and dry. I'm gonna wrap it up. And then this is gonna go in the oven. And I would say you're gonna let this roast. Gonna let this roast for about two hours at 350. Generally, I would say like about let's do some math, about 15 minutes or so per pound. So you can kind of get an idea of how much it is. But what I would do is I roast it at the beginning. I roast it probably for about an hour and a half or so, 2 hours, covered, and then afterwards I'll take it off so that we can get some color on it afterwards. I just want to make sure that I hold all of the liquids, the juices, and everything in the pan as it roasts. So this is good to go. And if you want, you can preheat your oven. Not me. There you go. 350. Okay. Ready? So with this, we got our skin, nice and crisp. And we're gonna just let this sit here, and we're gonna just let it relax in its own juices so it could reabsorb the liquid. And this right here is gonna be one of the most moistest, most delicious turkey you ever had. Yeah. Moist. Hashtag moist.